This is my shape-shifting water dance. Glide, step, turn. My skin is an ephemeral boundary. Glide, step, turn. I am a liminal being, a dancing river flowing through thresholds of becoming. Glide, step, turn. Standing sunbanked on the edge of a Hawaii beach, blonde, dark-tanned skin, and barefoot, I walked along the rocky path to school every morning. Stopping at the Wishing Rock was a daily ritual. Wishing Rock was a large volcanic rock, black, smooth to the touch. It sat on top of an underground well that percolated up, overflowing into a narrow waterfall down the central crevasse, formed from years of water running down that rock. Facing the rock, I would wet my hands from the flowing water, spreading the moisture over my skin. I placed my 5-year-old hands on the volcanic rock, leaving a damp impression behind. The clearer the impression of your hand, the better chance of the wish coming true. I always wished the same thing: happiness and the gift of being able to communicate with everything in the world. I waited until the damp impression had dried to invisibility by the sun before thanking the water spirit and continuing on to school. A threshold of becoming. Glide, step, turn. In a ballet studio, dressing room, preparing for class, standing naked, Mariah and I are wrapping each other in cellophane. We had watched in fascination of visiting Russian ballerinas encasing themselves in yards of cellophane before putting on their tights, leotards, heavy knit leg warmers, and hold it all in a long knit wraparound sweater. We too would become cocooned caterpillars, awaiting transformation as we stepped out onto the dance floor. My skin felt slippery inside this plastic cocoon while I crunched and crackled as I moved through the class. I am a liminal being dancing on the threshold of shedding my cocoon to become a winged sylph, dancing through the threshold. Glide, step, turn. Standing in the rain, soaked to the skin, peeking on acid, trying to discern I'm separate from the rain. It's 1 a.m. outside on an uncommonly warm April morning in Toronto, Canada. I'm reveling in the beauty of this rose garden, whose scent is made more powerful by the rain. When the rain stops, it leaves an aroma of roses and oak trees, so thick it encloses me and makes me a part of them. We dance and speak French together until the sun rises, threshold of the day. Glide, step, turn. La Solfède is a ballet role close to my heart. I dance and I fly through the air. I can see the sparkles of stardust flying from my skin as I leap across the stage. I deeply feel this role of a fairy betrayed by a lover, by a society she doesn't understand. When the magic shawl is placed around my shoulders to burn away my wings, my skin recoils in pain. Off stage, I try to adjust that ephemeral boundary of my skin to hide the wings of my true passionate self, so I can survive this world. Like Solfède, I do not understand how to live in this world. The threshold maintains. Glide, step, turn. Trying to learn to live with my ability to sense so much around me. My Reiki mentor calls me an out-of-control empath. It only feels out of control or scary when I work on people. Glide, step, turn. Standing in front of a mirror, transfixed by the changes pregnancy has brought to my body. My skin, my very cells are being shared to create this new being. I can feel shifting on the inside of my body as it changes shape. But my skin, my belly grows, my skin resists the pulling apart necessary to accommodate this new being. I smooth copious amounts of coconut lotion on the reddened ladders of skin, tissue stretching, itching madly, stretching more, and no amount of lotion is going to help. But that motion of smoothing my skin, of sensing and reaching inward to this being inside feels right. As her arrival becomes imminent, the striations turn into blazes of purple, red, and blue like celebratory banners. My skin becomes a liminal threshold of her becoming. And finally, it will be released to go through the process of shape-shifting to a new incarnation of me, a threshold of transformation. Glide, step, turn, all the way back. Slipping into the water like a mermaid born of water, The warm blue-green waters of Isla Morada feel like home to my body and soul. I'm revived, I'm restored. I can float for hours, sensing my skin's kinship with this water. It nourishes me, just as the sun touches my skin, gifting it with a bronze glow and bleaching my hair to a warm, reddish golden blonde of sunrise. I am this water being by day, savoring the sensation of losing boundaries to the water. My internal rivers pulse with the waters around me, and at night I hold myself together with a bikini and a wraparound skirt. Coalesced into a land being, I take the stage and I sing songs of love and longing. I glide easily between the worlds, and the threshold thins. Swimming with dolphin, skin touching skin, speaking, sharing, healing as best I can. The feel of a hawksbill turtle as he steps on my feet, nudging to get his shell scratched. This requires a sturdy pole brush to do an adequate job. The osprey and the red-tailed hawk call me, wanting food, company, and a chance to fly. All these beings and more come to trust me, talk to me, accepting my help to heal them or bring them comfort. Comfort can be as simple as shifting and sharing our presence together. Touching, that contact between permeable skin surfaces that allows energy to flow freely back and forth. Even the skittish osprey calms with the recognition of a gentle shared touch. I savor each experience for the chance to shapeshift and feel the world as them, with them. The threshold between beings becomes a barely perceptible veil. Lying on the pier on the banks of the Siletz River in Lincoln City, Oregon. It's a cold river, not welcoming for my swim. From my vantage point on a pier floating just above the water, I can see salmon and trout. In this slower moving section of the river, the fish pause under partially submerged tree roots, looking for food and staying camouflaged. They move gracefully as they school together, creating community and protection for themselves. But I confess, I'm waiting for other beings that live in these waters. There is a family of river otters nesting on the other side of the river, and we visit daily. There are 4 of them, Mom, Dad, and 2 pups. I know I can't swim with them, but I watch from a close distance, and they accept me. I push my boundaries of perception out to include them and share in their playful joy. They in turn go about their day, catching fish, grooming, rollicking play amongst the tree roots that line the riverbank. It's a different sensation from the warm waters of the Florida Keys, but I explore it from my spot on the pier. They get on the pier with me and watch me from a distance of a few feet. We lay in the sun together in community, recharging our skin with the sun's warmth attention. I examine my skin, pale now from lack of sunshine. I miss the warm glow, how my skin feels under the intensity of a more southern sun. Is my skin becoming translucent like my mother's? Her skin always had those slightly olive tones, speaking to our Spanish heritage of which she was so proud. With age, her skin became a slightly yellowed, dusty, transparent crepe paper, with wrinkles so fine they were imperceptible from a distance. My skin always had a soft pink tones when pale, and a bright golden glow when sun-kissed and tan. Now I watch for signs of that same aging transparency, a thinning of the skin container that holds my being in this current form. And as I move my hands, I can see the blue hint of rivers that course underneath the surface of my skin, and the surging experience of a life lived on so many levels. I love all the sensations of this life, the warmth of the sun, the coolness of the moon, feeling one with the river and the forest. What will my skin look like as it becomes more permeable? My skin that holds my stories. My skin that is a veil, creating the illusion of separation from the universe. My skin feeling softer now, more attuned to everything around me. Its smooth surface reflecting the rivers within, connecting with the rivers around me. I become a river flowing to join the sea. Found river lines, coastlines, and forest lines nourished by passing streams. Witness now as I'm poised for the next dance, flowing towards a new beginning. Courtesy to the universe.